Hi, and welcome to our series on personality dimensions. I'm Ann Bulstrode, and this is Susan Geary, and we are both Master Personality Dimensions facilitators. Today, we're going to talk to you about the Inquiring Green Leader. And I'm fascinated by these leaders because they are such visionaries and strategic thinkers. They're always looking for ways to improve their organizations and make the way they do things better. So, Susan, would you like to share with us some of the strengths of the Inquiring Green Leader?
Absolutely. And I'll start from your summary. They are really change agents. They can be very visionary leaders. They gather information, they see trends, and they're really often able to find a future direction for an organization or for a unit. Also, they really are change agents. They're open to new possibilities. They're not mired in the past. If they can see the logic behind an idea, they jump onto the change bandwagon, and they'll bring their people with them as well. The other thing I admire about them is their logical thinking. They logically gather information. They analyze it effectively, and they are very good at critiquing their own logic, and they're really pretty good at critiquing other people's logic as well. They're also always asking the question, why? Why should we do it this way? Or if you're presenting an idea to them, they'll be saying why. So I think that's a useful thing as well. One of the other things I admire about them is that they're cool, calm, and collected. Now, it may not be that way inside, but they will try to project that. So that means in an emergency, they're not panicking. And they will logically analyze what's happening. They'll problem solve and hopefully come up with the best approach in the current situation. So that's really a great skill for a leader as well. Can you think of any that I've missed, Anne?
No, I think you've given us a really good summary of the Inquiring Green Leader's strengths. What I'd like to do now is flip it over a bit and talk to you about their challenges. As we know, everybody has challenges, all the colors do. So let's take a look at the Inquiring Greens. First off, as I mentioned, they are great visionary and strategic thinkers. But at times they're not great at just explaining things to other people. They're really good at the big picture. However, when it comes to the details, they sometimes get a little lost or don't fill you in with those. They do tend to present things in a rather abstract or technically oriented way, which can be confusing for some of the other colors. Also, they don't like redundancy. So once they've told you something once, they're not likely to repeat it again. Now, that's great if you're talking to another Inquiring Green, but it's not always enough info for some of the other colors. Also, sometimes they're not socially sensitive. When it comes to things like positive feedback and recognition, they don't feel the same need for it that some of the other colors do. So they sometimes forget to share that with other people. For example, the authentic blues and the organized golds really need that positive feedback and recognition. Also, sometimes they miss the cues when reading people. They don't always pick up on those facial recognitions. And as a result, they sometimes aren't aware when people either aren't agreeing with what they're saying, or that they're a bit confused by it. And finally, they are perfectionists. Now, being a perfectionist can be great. However, they can sometimes become irritated when others make mistakes. Because they're perfectionists, they expect everybody else to be perfectionists as well. And when people don't get things the first time, that can sometimes be really frustrating for them. So, Susan, do you have anything else you'd like to add to the challenges of the Inquiring Green Leader?
No, and I think you summarized it very well.
Okay, thanks, Susan. So I hope you've enjoyed today's session and that you've learned gotten a bit more insight into our Inquiring Green Leaders. If you have any of them in your life and you'd like to learn more about how to actually deal with them on an ongoing basis, please check out our video on tips and techniques for dealing with an Inquiring Green Leader, where we give you some suggestions on how you can better communicate with them overall. So until next time, take care and stay safe. We look forward to seeing you again.